Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us for tonight's team call. It's the last, no, almost the last, second to last week of October. Whew, 7 more days, 8 more days. We got this, right? So announcements for tonight. We still do have team power hours this Sunday. I don't know what I was doing. I totally forgot, but I forgot to update the cover photo, but Amanda, Lisa, they're all on at 6 or 5:30 a.m. And I actually got on this morning. So hop on that. The link is still on that cover photo in the team page. If you're going to have a power hour, just, post in the team page and I'm sure people will hop on. Or if you want to host one, just post it, right? You don't have to approve it by me or be a leader, like a leader everyone's a leader, right? If you step up, you're a leader. Shift Shop Proving Ground is here. Obviously, you guys see all of the challenge group package options. They're out, so go check it out. If you need a new program to do, voila, you got a new one, right? I know we're jumping way ahead, but January 12th is next Super Saturday. We just had one this past week. Ours was pretty awesome in Philly. We had Carl Deichler, or the CEO, and some other guy, and he was good. But put this on your calendar, right? If you don't have things planned out, you're going to totally forget. January is going to come and you're going to go, oh, I already have something planned. No, like if it's important, you're going to have it marked down on your calendar. So have that date marked down. I think this event is the best one of the year, is our team retreat. Woo! January 4th and 5th. Amanda already got her plane ticket. Pretty freaking awesome. So the 4th is just going to be chill, relax, nothing too fancy schmancy. The 5th isn't fancy schmancy, but that the 5th is going to be more team building, more kind of like team activities. All payments must be in by November 15th. If you want that link to get into the group with all the information, I'm not going to go over it right now. It's all in there. So payments must be in by November 15th because I have to pay somebody and no refunds. So make sure that if you're coming, you're coming. That's it. Summits, July 11th through 14th. Another really, really important event that you should be at if you want to grow your business and this be that thing for you, right? Tickets are on sale now. I think they're like $60 off, something like that. It's on sale for $145 until the end of the month, October 31st. And I'm sure everybody knows now, Rachel Hollis is the keynote speaker, and she actually just released the tickets to her own event. And guys, going to her own event is over $200. You're getting a ticket for Summit to see her be with us and so much more fun for less than $200 for $145. Like, you guys realize that? Like, that's pretty freaking stinking cool. Last announcement is the Success Club prizes for this month. We still have those consecutive prizes. Like if you hit Success Club 3 months in a row or 6 months in a row, you still get prizes for that. But they're doing one just kind of Shift Shop themed. Marker number 1, you get that fun stuff. Oh yeah, that's the first one. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the first thing I was talking about. Success, I believe it's Success Club 5. This month you get an extra add-on on the water bottle. And I could be kind of wrong on the exact Success Club numbers. I think the board is Success Club 15, and the hoodie I believe is Success Club 20. If you get that, then you get everything. It's really nice, right? So tonight I actually did have a speaker for us, and it was somebody that was on Instagram, and I lost their name because I have thousands of Instagram messages going on. So I couldn't even find her to be like, hey, are you doing tonight's call? And she's not here. So Shailene Johnson sent out an email, I believe on Thursday of last week. If you don't know Shailene Johnson, she is the trainer of PIO and she does a ton of other workouts, but really now she is known for her Impact Marketing Academy, pretty much she just like dives into all social media, finding out which one is working the best and how to like use those platforms to like get the most bang for your buck and most like bang for the time that you're spending on it. So I'm just going to share my screen with you because she sent, let's see, here it is. It's a really cool PDF of what she found that was really working the most. And she had a video with this, but it's already taken down. So let me kind of like go over this part first. And then she let out a new video today, which I will play the recording. I know that's not kind of like our team thing, but we couldn't really get Shailene on here since she's like really important and has limited amount of time. So what she found is that like once Instagram started kind of getting big like this summer and these like past few months, people's likes have been going down. And she says like likes on Instagram are completely irrelevant because there's so many game changers in Instagram. It's kind of like having like 5 social media apps in one because you have the regular posts, you have the stories, you have like this carousel post, you have IGTV, you have Instagram Live, you have your, you know, she calls them like blog-like posts because people can kind of like keep commenting. Those are what like you really want to focus on and not so much the likes. So we're going to kind of go through each of them a little bit separately. All right, so these are the 5 ways to boost engagement and hack the Instagram algorithm. Number 1, I thought this one was pretty cool, is create savable posts. And I never thought like you could do this, but like when you're scrolling through Instagram and you see a post, you can click on those 3 like dots, and you can like save a post. Like say somebody wrote a recipe or, you know, there's a really good quote you want to save. Like think of a way that you could create a post like that. So maybe like for me, it would be a recipe. Like that's something that like I would save. So think about something that you would want to come back to and look at later. And that's what Instagram algorithm is looking at. If they see that people are saving your posts, they're gonna be like, ooh, I'm gonna share more of Amanda's stuff with these people because they're liking it, they're saving it for later. Number 2 is create carousel posts. I thought this was like not a silly thing because I'm not a person to like swipe like that on Instagram, like for the regular posts. But hey, she's way smarter than me. And she says that if you create those carousel posts, so it just means that you're adding more than one photo. So people kind of have to keep on like scrolling. Instagram sees that you're swiping like that and they say, oh, Allison's posts are engaging. Let me show more of her posts. And she does, and if I scroll a little bit more, you'll see examples of some carousel posts. Instagram stories are where it's at. So after she like shared this information, and you'll hear this in the video that I'm going to play, there's a lot of things, right? There's so many things that we can be doing on Instagram. How are we not going to like just do this all day long and get completely overwhelmed and not like eat for the rest of the day because we're on Instagram? She says 70% of people, that is where they're looking at. So if you're like, Rose, I don't get carousels, saving posts, what, and you know, what am I doing? Focus on Instagram stories. That is like where it is going on. I posted, I believe last week in our team page, some different things of stories that you can do. Like you can have different themes for every single day, just to like give you guys ideas. It doesn't have to be, you know, like why I love Instagram stories is because it's behind the scenes. Like I don't have to do a lot of work towards it. Like I can show my dogs doing whatever silly things they're doing for the day. It gets people to know, like, and trust you, right? They can see that you're a real person. You're not just all butterflies and rainbows. So here's what, like the carousel post that she was talking about. It can increase your engagement up to 500% in less than 3 weeks. And you want to use them with like how-tos. So here is an example of like, here's how she did this workout. Instead, she just took smaller video clips and posted them here. So like how I do my workouts in the morning, I post them to Instagram stories. I could, if I wanted to, do it like a regular post and just do it in smaller, like shorter bursts in the carousel. And I've also seen coaches do, like a before and after picture side by side, but then also in the carousel, they would add like more before and after photos, either of themselves or of other people like with the same workout program. So there's definitely ways that you can really kind of be creative with those things. So here she's showing this one only had 9 comments and this one had 81. So it's not about the likes, it's about the engagement, having conversations with people, and forming that relationship with people. Here are some other quick tips for Instagram stories is post at different times. I have like the business for my Instagram, so I can see like my high time on Instagram is 3 p.m. I have no idea why. Like, I think that's so random. So sometimes I'll stick to that. Like today I did one at maybe like 4, and I'll probably do one after this call. But just mess around with it, see what works, right? And same thing like with your stories. Try and post them like sporadically throughout the day. I know sometimes I don't have enough time, but I'll save everything and then I'll just like upload it all at night. So just do what works for you. If you can be more like interspersed with them, great. If not, like just do the best you can, right? Just get it out there. Like if you can get it out there, then that's awesome. Be brief. So I don't know if you guys like watch other coaches, but for me, like those coaches that talk for like 100 stories, I can't. Like I don't have that attention span. That's not somebody like that I want to follow because I can't listen to somebody talk that long. But so that's why she's saying here, just be brief. Like if I think it's good to have like a couple, maybe 3 or 5, but keep the super lot. Like if you have a topic you want to talk about, then you can use that for like IGTV. So I did one on tips for bloating. You could do like a recipe one if you're making dinner and you want to just, video shoot that one. Like that's a good IGTV that you can do. Oh, post captions. So this is what she means by post captions is a lot of people normally don't have their like sound on because most people are at work and they can't be in the middle of the classroom and like hear Shailene talking. So like post what you're like actually saying in the video, or if it's a picture, don't just like put all these words up at once. Do it bit by bit because normally like people can't read that fast, right? Because it's like, I don't know, 3 seconds that shows for. So you really want to make sure, you just do it in bits and chunks. You first do this word, save it. Then the next one, you can add more. Then the next one, more. So just keep saving it, and then you'll see those words where you can keep adding more. You don't see the save option, Amanda? Let me see.
Nope. Like when I click on those 3 little dots, and I even went to like some people that I know their stuff's public. Like I was just on Erica's, and I'll show you what I see if you can see it from here without a crazy glare, right? Oops. Can you see it?
All right. It might be somewhere else then.
I mean, you can basically do everything else. There's shared Facebook, shared Messenger, copy link, blah, blah, blah. Like you can do everything except share. It's the little ribbon like icon on the bottom.
Yeah. It's that little flag. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's not the ...
Thank you.
No. All right. Teamwork. Teamwork. Yeah. Any other questions? I think I'm almost done.
Is there still juice left in his nebulizer?
That question I can't answer.
Is it?
Make your stories interactive. So use all the buttons. So like use the polls, use like the GIF thingies, use like the questions. You'll see like a lot of coaches leaving that question thing blank and just say, ask me a question. So people will ask them questions and then they'll respond to those questions of whatever people ask them. So it gives them content to talk about when people actually ask them what the question is. Use curiosity marketing. It's like dating. Don't give it all away at once, right? You don't want to wear the low cut shirt. A first date. You want to keep it a little bit closed up. So what she's really meaning with this, she did, I think it was a talk at last year's summit or maybe like 2 years ago. I don't even know. But it's like if we just post like our shaker cup and say, here, Shakeology, like we're giving it away. Like why would anybody message us and say like, what's that drink do you have? Or what's that Energize? No, they're going to Google Energize. They're going to look it up and then they're never going to talk to you, right? So when you're talking about things, whether it is our products or the workouts, like don't use the actual name. You want people to be curious about what you're doing. And I think in the video I'm going to share with you guys tonight, she's going to explain that more. Use hashtags wisely. So there are some hashtags that are so overused that if you, man, I should have had water. If you search those hashtags, you will get like a lot of, I don't want to say porn, but probably porn, but just like hashtags that are banned or they call it ghosting or just very spammy. That's the word I was looking for. Very spammy posts with certain hashtags. There's a new app that I found yesterday and it's just called Hashtags. One word, Hashtags. And they have really good hashtags. You can copy all 30 at once, post it in your comments. And I actually got a lot of likes, a lot of followers from the hashtags that it gave me. So that was really helpful for me. Yeah, like hashtag girl boss. That one is like overused and too popular. You want to get like the hashtags app will give you ones that are a little bit like outside of those normal kind of hashtags. Be social, it's social media, right? So like, comment, and message people, right? If people message you about your Instagram story, at least try to get back to them within 24 hours. I don't want people to know that I'm accessible right away 24/7. That's not the business I want to create. But my thing is 24 hours, that's when I will get back with them. So that is the PDF that she shared. If you want me to send that to you guys, you know what? I can actually probably post it in the comments in the chat. So if you want to look at that, keep it for later. Let me know if that works. If not, I'll find another way. But now I'm just going to share with you guys her video from today because I thought it was pretty awesome.
Part 2 of how to grow your social media. Before we go much further, it's so much cooler to watch a video if it's full screen portrait. So just tap, there's like, you know, a little icon and you'll tap that and then the screen will take up the whole, or the video will take up your whole screen. That's way cooler to watch it that way. My name is Chalene Johnson and I am so grateful that you are here for part 2. I'm also incredibly thankful for all of the comments and the feedback that I got from that first video. I heard from one person who said, get this, they had in less than 24 hours just from that first video, had over 7,000 new people that they reached just from one hashtag. Isn't that crazy cool? And then another guy told me that he had 10 times the amount of engagement and he had 74 new followers from one new post. And he said, I've been averaging like 1 and 2 new followers per post. So that's really exciting to see that you guys have been able to apply these techniques and immediately see a boost in your social media. If you missed part 1, it will be inside the Marketing Impact Academy. It will live there indefinitely. You'll have lifetime access to it. For those of you who are not Marketing Impact Academy students, I'll tell you a little bit later on how you can reference that first video. Today, what I want to do is respond to the questions that you had. I'm going to give you some time-saving hacks. I'm going to cut to the chase and tell you where you should, at the moment, be spending your time on Instagram. And I'm going to address a question, a comment that I was not expecting. In fact, yesterday, I filmed this content. I filmed part 2 yesterday, but the same question just kept coming up over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, I can't ignore this. This is huge. And all these people keep asking this. So I'm going to address that as well. I'm also going to share with you how to use curiosity marketing, because I have a lot of questions about that, to help you build a relationship on social media that leads to business, profit, making money. By the way, if I haven't introduced myself, or this is the first time you've caught some of my content, my name is Chalene Johnson. I am a New York Times bestselling author. I am the founder of the 1 through 1 Method. I'm the creator of the Marketing Impact Academy, and I'm also a top ranking podcaster. I have over 30 million downloads. That's crazy. I love to teach. Bottom line, whatever it is, if I'm passionate about it, if I've figured it out, I'm going to share my answers, and I'm very passionate about doing that. So through my podcasts, my online academies, my free trainings, just like this one, I've helped thousands and thousands of people take what feels like an idea or a passion and turn it into a business. I've helped people who have a business that's sucking the life out of them figure out how to turn it into something that's much more passive and earning them 6 and 7 figures, like how to make that leap. I've done that in countless different industries because the formula is the same. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Like people always say to me, does this work if I'm a veterinarian? Do these techniques help if I am in network marketing? Will this help me if I'm trying? The answer is yes. The techniques, because it's foundational. It's about integrity, and it's about being who you are. So let me get right to teaching. Go get your pen and your piece of paper and let's get to work. Number one thing I want to talk to you about is stories, okay? Because I promised you that I would tell you where you should spend the majority of your time on Instagram or in social media. And let me cut to the chase and say, I never thought I would say this. Instagram is way better right now than Facebook. I mean, there's just no question about it. Whether you're trying to build a business, trying to get your message out there. I never thought I would say this, but Instagram is crushing all other platforms. In fact, it's kind of like 4 or 5 platforms in one, as I mentioned. So how do you decide? Because I heard from you over and over after that first video that now you feel overwhelmed because there's Instagram stories, there's IGTV, and there's IG Live, and there's highlights, and there's these long blog posts, photos, videos, carousels. So where should I spend my time? You can spend your time on any of those, any of them. But the number one area, based on our research and based on what Instagram is telling us at this time, is stories. That's where the majority of people are gravitating to. It's also because that's a newer feature. That's what Instagram is pushing out to people. So spend most of your time on stories. Does that mean you shouldn't spend any time on your posts? Not at all. You should still spend time there too. But if we're ranking things in terms of priority, stories is number 1, post number 2, IG Live, then IGTV. Could all change. At the moment, that's where we're at. The next thing you need to understand is that when it comes to hashtags, I want to share with you some really fascinating news that we discovered in our research. Now, you can watch a million YouTube videos and people are going to tell you, oh, it's this and it's that and it's this and it's that. We have access to over 2 million followers on Instagram through a variety of accounts. We manage over 10 accounts, and then in addition to that, we have students who interact with us constantly and will actually become part of a beta test. And what we tested in the last 7 days is the use of hashtags in Instagram stories. What we discovered, get this, is only stories where you used only one hashtag. Those were the only stories that we could consistently get to land or be featured there. And that's an opportunity to reach a lot of people. So what does that mean? It means at the moment, best practice is to use one well-selected hashtag if you're going to use a hashtag in your stories, and you should. In fact, in your stories, you should be using all of the new features because that's what Instagram likes, and we want to do what they like because we're on their platform. So you want to use, when you're using your hashtags, use the hashtag sticker. Use the polls feature. Now, if you don't have 10,000 followers yet at the moment, Instagram is only allowing you to use the swipe up feature if you have over 10,000 followers. Creating curiosity in your stories, or for that matter, anywhere in social media. Curiosity is a very powerful motivator. I can't teach you anything unless I have your attention. And nothing captures our attention like unanswered questions when we're curious. right? Think about what they do on TV. When you're watching your favorite show, right? And they're showing scenes from next week. You're like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen on Real Housewives of Orange County? Like, is Vicky going to slap Tamara? Like, you're really curious about what's going to happen. And so you're dying to watch the next week. If you already kind of knew everything that was going to happen in a summary form the following week, you wouldn't watch. So why are you giving your followers all the information they need in every single story? Don't do that. I'm not trying to be telling you to be manipulative, but sometimes you spend so much time giving every single detail to answer every single question that anyone might have that you're missing the opportunity to capture someone's attention. So how specifically might you do this? Well, for example, if I were to tell you, you guys, I just found the best pair of jeans and they're $29 and they're stretchy and they're not jeggings. They look amazing. Like literally, this is the best fitting pair of jeans I've ever had in my life, and I love them. Are you dying right now to know where I got them? Of course you are. So what would you do if I'd done that in a story? And I'll tell you. But that is how you start a conversation. Hello, where do I buy them? Right? And what that starts is a dialogue. Now, if you actually want the answer, because that's a legit thing that I did this week, if you really want the answer to where I got those jeans, DM me on Instagram and I'll tell you. But that is how you start a conversation. And when we have a conversation, I've got your attention, and now we're building a relationship. That's what curiosity marketing is. Now, if you're one of my students, we cover curiosity marketing in depth. If you're a student who hasn't dipped back into your academy in a while, go back in there, because there's a ton of lessons that will specifically teach you how to adjust what you're doing in social media and to use curiosity marketing. The next thing we discovered is nothing creates more growth for you on Instagram than actually interacting and commenting back and forth in your DMs with someone. Again, stories is really critical, but we found some really great ways for you to use your standard post to get people to talk to you in your DMs. So for example, if I were to post a picture of myself in those really great jeans again, I could say underneath the post, DM me if you want me to tell you where I found these. DM me if you're interested. And now people are there. A lot of people will still comment and say, just tell me where you got it. But some people will be like, oh, okay. And they'll actually take that opportunity to DM you and just see if you are actually going to reply. Anytime somebody DMs you, the likelihood of your story showing up first in the sequence, because Instagram's algorithm has been designed to give each and every user a unique experience. So if I want my content to show up first when you log into Instagram, my story to be the first little circle, the best way I can do that is by actually having a relationship with you. And that doesn't happen from you just watching my stories. That happens when we're commenting back and forth. I know your next question, because I saw it. I read it under the comments from the last video. You guys said, this sounds like so much more work. How am I supposed to? I'm so overwhelmed. And I already feel like I'm spending all my time on my phone, and now you're telling me I actually have to interact with all these people. How am I supposed to do this and actually live a life? So I want to share with you and break down exactly how to use the following hack. If I'm telling you about this great pair of jeans that I absolutely love, I know the majority of my questions that day are going to be about those jeans. And do I really want to spend the same 5 minutes going, hey girl, thanks for asking. I found the jeans at blah, 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 blah. Here's how I do it. Whenever I create a post where I know the type of question I'm going to get, I create what's called a text message shortcut. Now you can do this on either an iPhone or an Android. I'm going to show you now how to do it on an iPhone. Okay, so all you do is scroll down to go to General and then scroll down to Keyboard. Once you're at Keyboard, you're going to look at the second line, should say text replacement. Okay, got that? Now once you're at text replacement, hit the plus sign in the upper right hand corner. The top line asks for the phrase. So for that phrase, I might type, hey girl, thank you so much for your question. I actually love these jeans and they're super affordable, super stretchy. They don't lose their shape. Oh, and here's a bonus point. You get to size down in these. So whatever size you normally wear, you can go down a size. Here's the website where I bought them. I can populate that. And I know that I'm going to get that question from, a bajillion females that day. So I'm still going to be honestly responding as me. It's still me sending the message. But now what I can do is see that second line. It's a shortcut. Now shortcut, I'll just type a shortcut that I'll be able to remember for that day. So I might type JJJ. Now, anytime I want to respond in my DMs, all I have to do is type JJJ and look what happens. How cool is that? That's a time-saving hack. That's just one of the systems that I want you to put in place so that you're not spending quite so much time on your social media, because frankly, if all you're doing is spending all your time in social media, how are you ever going to build a business? You can't build a business if all you're trying to do is build a following. And guess what? A following isn't going to make you any money. It's not going to pay the bills. You have to have your business essentials set up. That reminds me. So about 18 months ago, I got a call from a friend of mine who said, Shalene, I need to ask a favor of you. A friend of mine lost her Instagram account and she's got to pretty much build it back from scratch. Would you meet with her and just kind of like give her the Cliff Notes version of how to rebuild her Instagram? So I could have just put her in the Marketing Impact Academy, but we were closed at the time. And it was a friend. So I said, oh, okay, I'll meet with her as long as you promise me that she has her basics set up. Like, does she know what it is she wants to do? Does she know who her lifers are? Does she have a website? Does she have a place to send people? Does she know how to, get people to take action without being salesy? Because those things are key. That's foundational. I mean, if she has those things in place, then I'll totally meet with her. And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she does. So I met with her. And as we were meeting, I realized she didn't have those things in place, but I'd already agreed. So I gave her, I spent the entire day, I laid out a plan for her. She was a very good student. She followed all those steps. And guess what? I got a call from her about a month ago. And I was like, oh, this is exciting because I've been watching her account grow, right? And I was thinking that it was going to be like a big thank you call because she's got over 800,000 followers. And it was not what I expected. She was burnt out, like spent. And her call to me was to see if I could help her figure out what the heck am I supposed to do? I'm a slave now to this Instagram. All I do, I spend my entire day stressing about what I'm going to post and creating content and editing content and crafting this perfect comment or caption and then responding to comments and then figuring out what I'm going to post. And all I do is spend my entire freaking day on Instagram. How am I supposed to make any money? And I thought, that's the comment. That's the comment I got from you this week that made me need to film this video twice, right? So I filmed the first one and then that same comment just kept coming in over and over and over again. I couldn't ignore it, which is, Shalene, I don't even know I am building my social media, but I don't even know where to start. It's not making me any money. My family wants me to get off my phone. I need to help. I want to help my family. I either heard from people who said, I don't even know what I want to do. I just want to help people. And then the other comment I got from people was, my business is stuck and I don't know how to translate social media into business growth. I feel like it's an obligation. Why? Because I've been there and I'm so committed to sharing my answers to help people avoid the same pitfalls I once fell into. That's where I was. I was building my social media, so focused on like, do I have the most likes? And at the time it was Facebook, that I didn't really understand the basics I needed to have in place so that my social media following didn't matter. I don't spend much time on my social media because I've got a lot more time to spend on my business. So I want to share with you the things you need to have in place. If you haven't got your pen, your piece of paper, you need to grab it right now because I'm about to lay down some things right now that are the difference between playing a popularity contest in social media and actually making money and living a life. So if you're just playing around, if you're just here for more likes and more engagement, you can be excused now. We're done. But for those of you who are serious about this and you're sick of feeling this way and you want to know what you need to do and you need some tough love, not only that, you need to know what am I supposed to do? What's next? What are the steps? I'm going to share those with you. Now I'm going to share with you the most important part of this whole lesson. And I had to change locations because my husband said it was kind of creepy for me to be filming in our bedroom.
It was a little weird.
Well, anyways, I'm happy to be here, and I have my notebook, so you need to grab your notebook because seriously, this is the part. Remember when I said there were a certain question that was being asked over and over and over again? Well, this is it. I'm going to share with you the 8 things you must do, you need to do before you waste another day trying to grow your social media. I'm just being honest. And I think a lot of people aren't going to tell you that, but I'm telling you, I've seen so many people literally destroy relationships because they're trying to build their business and that's what they say they're doing, but really all they're trying to do is build their social media, and they're not spending any time building their business. I'm going to share with you the 8 things you need to have in place before you spend another hour trying to grow your social media. It's the truth. The number one thing that you need to know inside and out is who your lifer is. Now, you've probably heard people refer to your avatar or your target audience. I'm not crazy about those words. I like the term lifer because lifer represents someone who's a lot like you. You already know them. They're probably the people you hang out with. Your lifer is someone who's very, very similar to you, but probably just a couple of steps behind, in a place where you can help them avoid some of the pitfalls, some of the mistakes that you've made. And because you're further along, you can help them throughout their journey. That's why I call it a lifer. It's like, once I latch onto you, I'm yours for life, because I'm always going to be, I'm like an older sister. I'm always going to be a couple of steps behind, and I'm always going to say, hey, here's some good advice I think you should follow. The number 2 thing you need to figure out is what your brand message is, succinctly. And we think of brand messaging sometimes in corporate terms, but it's really, who are you? Who are you trying to help? And if you can explain that in a sentence or 2, you've got this nailed. I want you to know what makes you uniquely attractive and what it is about you that some people don't like, because that's a good thing too. I know this is gonna sound weird, but you do want to repel some people, because if you attract the kind of people that aren't gonna relate to you, you're never going to be comfortable being authentically you. But what makes you uniquely you, this is the number 3 piece, what makes you uniquely you, here's a little hint, is what you've been through. The tough stuff, the stuff you want more than anything for other people to not have to go through, or to know that they're going to get through it. They're going to survive it. And the tips that you know, the experiences you've had that make you who you are, and they're usually pretty painful. The most painful parts of my life are the things that probably attract you to me. It's why I'm recording this lesson for you, because I want to help you avoid the costly mistakes I made when I was so desperate to help my family get out of debt. We were $500,000 in debt. So when people say to me like, oh, do you really know what it's like to be in debt? I do. I know what it feels like to have a credit card that you're afraid to hand to someone because you think you're going to be embarrassed when it's declined. To know that you can't write a check because there's no money in the checking account. To wonder, when is this going to change? I know what that feels like. And because of that pain of my past, I'm so passionate about helping other people know how to get out of that situation a lot faster. I got out of that situation, turned my life around. Since that time, Brett and I have built and sold several multi-million-dollar companies, but I want to share the answers. I believe that God will abundantly bless me when I share my experiences to help other people avoid those hardships. And that's what makes you uniquely relatable. That's why people are attracted to you. Don't hide those things. That's what you need to put out there. So you're going to have to spend some time thinking about this before you go back to Instagram. Number 4, you need to know what you did first. So often, once we're through something, or we've accomplished something, or we have something to offer people, we think we have to start at like the most advanced place. But the truth is, I want you to think about, what was the first thing you did? What was the very first thing you did that helped you to get out of whatever challenge you were in? I know for me, the very first thing that I did wasn't like to build a business. The very first thing I did is I created a way to attract customers and to help them by understanding how to get organized. I called it a 30-day push challenge. And what I did is I just taught people with one lesson a day how to take 30 days and understand how to accomplish their goals, like how to get organized, how to create a to-do list that was really simple and basic with just 3 things that moved you a little closer to your push goal. That was the very first thing I did. And that's the very first thing you have to do. So you're like, what was the first thing? What was it? Because it's not the most advanced thing that you're doing today, right? Number 5, and you're probably wondering by now, like, well, wait, when does creating a website come into this? Or, coming up with my business name. No, see, those are the things that people do that busy themselves and waste time and money. The number 5 thing that you've got to do is figure out how to collect people's email addresses. Because you're watching this right now, not on Facebook, not on Instagram. You're watching this lesson right now, probably because you shared your email.
Hey guys, I kind of wanted to stop there because it's kind of long. And you're probably thinking, and she does go over this too with like how to build an email list. And the rest of her video is kind of her marketing her own, like Impact Marketing Academy. But with an email list on Instagram, the easiest way I feel is like in your post, just say, comment below with your email and I'll send you over the info for my virtual bootcamp. Or put it in like your bio, right? I don't know why this took me so long. And I'm sure, Mallory shared it a week or 2 ago when she did the team call for us. But I legit just did, trying to get to it, the link tree on my bio and my Instagram. So just go to Linktree, probably, I don't know, Google it. You'll find it. It's free. And you can connect your Google Forms. Google Forms, just have a Gmail account. It's really simple. I don't really need to explain it. Just go to it. Go to like, you know what? I'll show you guys really quickly. Do you guys all know what a Google form is? Raise your hand if you do. Kristen, do you? Yeah, you just shake your head, yes. Oh, you do? Okay. I think we all do, so I'm not going to go over that. Any questions? Does she talk complying with, Amanda, I don't know what all those acronyms are, all the letters.
I'm going to unmute because this is a really big deal right now. It's basically, it's a law that's going into effect to basically protect personal data. So if you've seen any emails from companies that you get stuff from, like I follow John Acuff, he even sent out a big thing about complying to GDPR. And it basically, you always have to have an opt-out option if you're going to send emails, and you have to have people's permission to collect their personal data. So I wonder that's what that is. And it's like starting in Europe and moving here.
Like my thing is like, if you are, you gave me your email, isn't that like compliance? But like you're right. Like it might have to be more black and white. The system that I use, like for my emails, like I don't use Yahoo. I use what's called ConvertKit, and I think it costs like, I don't know, $30 a month. Or you can use MailChimp. It'll have that opt-out option for people, so they can automatically unenroll. So yeah, if you like use your Yahoo email, they can't like really unsubscribe. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure even like with your Beachbody account, like, you know how you could like with the old website, we were able to like, can you even send out emails anymore?
Yeah, you can send them, but I don't know. I've never seen anything back from it when I've used it.
Yeah. And they might go to spam too. That's the only thing you have to watch out. But
okay.
Yeah, that was pretty much like legit the end of her video. And I think like the last thing after collecting an email was to have a freemium. So a freemium is something free that you're giving people, whether it is free content of some sort, like 5 tips to lose belly bloat, or, just some kind of value that you're giving people, right? Like, give me your email, I'm going to give you this recipe that I just posted about, or give me your email and I'm going to share tips, or give me your email, I'm going to give you more info. So having that something else to give them at the end of it. I was going to do an invite blitz, but this actually ran kind of long. So unless anyone has anything to add or any other questions? No? All right, hope that was helpful. We should legit have a speaker next week, and we won't lose them on Instagram because I think it's going to be Alicia. Or no, I think it's going to be somebody else from Talking on Instagram. She's really successful with it, really good. And then the week after that will be Alicia. So we have 2 really good stuff, good speakers back to back. So have a good night, everybody. Hope to see you on some power hours, and I will try and get there like I did this morning. Good night.